Hello everyone, it is me 8744 and today guys we're going to be doing a video on this channel. Now for those that don't know guys, I actually did the Grammy video earlier today, but obviously the mic wasn't very great and I realized that it was probably best I unlisted and redo it for you guys. So once again guys, sorry for the apologies there. I'll try to make sure that doesn't happen again. So I think from this point on I'll be just doing StreamYard to do my videos, just because my streams do well. People don't have any issues, but I've noticed that when I do my videos on OBS, it doesn't really work too well. So I think it's probably best from this point on, I just use a StreamYard on it. So you guys are going to see the StreamYard overlay. Just know that I'm using this to record videos from now on, just because I want to still use this mic, and so, like I said, we're going to go with that. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So before we even get on this Grammy as a particular, I know there's been a lot of fans of The Weeknd that have been very upset. And obviously, I'm still very upset that his album didn't get nominated. Hurry Up Tomorrow. And the thing is, at the end of the day, it's just a award thing at the end of the day, right? I'm not going to get too beat up about this. He's won these in the past. He won for the Beauty Behind the Madness album. He won for Starboy album. And, it's a shame because I do feel like After Hours and Hurry Up Tomorrow is Grammy worthy. It should have at least been nominated, but obviously didn't. And so, like I said, I love music so much. I listen to other artists. I don't just listen to The Weeknd only, And so I feel like we should all respect music for what it is. Music at the end of the day is just like, there's so many different artists you can listen to. And so, yeah, like I said, just want to talk about that in particular before we address the Grammy Awards. So, anyways, let's get on with the Grammy Awards in particular. So, let's go with the general categories first. And let me zoom this for you guys so you guys can see better. So we're gonna go. These are all the performers. I'm not gonna really go through the performers right there. You guys can see that for yourself. Right now, I'm just gonna talk about the awards. Let's talk about the general stuff first. The main categories. Let's start with Record of the Year: Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA. And for me, I think it's very much well deserved. I think this is the best record of the bunch, and I feel like this was so well produced. I think the samples and the song is incredible. I think the performances of both are amazing. And I think they complement each other so well. And it's probably the best ever collab, in my opinion. So I think this is meticulously crafted. And yeah, I don't think that any other song here has as good production as Luther. Maybe you could say, I'm trying to think, is there any other ones? Maybe you could say Abracadabra. I think the production there is really good, but it doesn't compete with Luther. It doesn't compete. And so I think Luther is deserved. I think it makes sense why I won it. And yeah. Let's move on over to Album of the Year, and that is Debutir Mis Fotos by Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny, for me, it makes sense. He had such a big year in the streaming industry last year with Spotify. He was the most streamed artist, and Debutir Mis Fotos was one of the most streamed albums last year as well. It was groundbreaking, was one of the most popular ones, so it makes sense why it got Album of the Year, and I'm very much happy for Bad Bunny. It's the first time ever we're seeing an artist get a Spanish album win the Grammy Award, and so I'm very happy for him. I was expecting maybe Mayhem to win it just because Lady Gaga had that big album. But if we're really being honest on that album, there wasn't really that many big hits on that album. Like the only real big hit was Abracadabra. That was such a big hit, but it's not as big as like what Bad Bunny did. It's just not as big. And then I know you have the Die with a Smile song, but that song already won so many Grammys for it, and so I feel like for me, it was just difficult. And so then the other options for me was just never really realistic anyway to begin with, in my opinion. So yeah, Song of the Year: Wildflower, Billie Eilish, and her brother won. So congratulations to Billie Eilish, and that's incredible to see. Very happy for her. And and it's kind of amazing that she won something here because obviously last year Hit Me Hard and Soft didn't win anything, and this time at least that album has now got recognition from the Grammys, and so I think Wildflower is a really good song. The only thing that's a bit kind of iffy for me is because the Wildflower song was recorded I think in 2024, so it kind of feels weird it's getting awarded now because this is 2026. So, but I've seen before this has actually happened before quite times. Sometimes even though the song was recorded that year, the single was made the year after, and obviously because Hit Me Hard and Soft didn't win anything, that's the reason why it was eligible. I think if Hit Me Hard and Soft did win, then it wouldn't have been eligible. So at least it got some recognition for it. So I'm very happy for her. I was expecting Alpha 2 to win. Bruno Mars, Bruno Mars usually wins a lot of these Grammys, and so the fact that Bruno Mars didn't is actually kind of surprising to me. And so yeah. Then best new artist Olivia Dean. Congratulations to her. She obviously did that song "Man I Need," song which is pretty big. So yeah, I was expecting Songbird to win just because Songbird, made that song "Best Friends." Sorry, "Back to Friends." And that was such a big hit, but I guess it wasn't to be. And yeah, I'm kind of glad Songbird didn't win. I was really worried that Alex Warren might actually win, but thankfully he didn't. And yeah, I think Olivia Dean's very much well deserved. Producer of the year, non-classical, it is Circuit, the one. I'm very happy for Circuit, even though I don't really know the producer very well. I know these songs that it was made. Like, I know Mayhem, I know Red Terror, I know The Big Sleep, and so it made some of the big hits of the year. So it makes sense. The songwriter of the year, non-classical, Amy Allen won, and she obviously did these hits. You got Appa 2, Man Child, and Tears, and etc. So very happy for both of them there. So that's all the general stuff done. Now let's move on over to the other awards. We're going to be very quick here, guys. I'm not going to go too much in detail here. I just do a quick fire. Best pop solo performance, Messy by Lola Young, actually won this one. I'm surprised. I thought Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child would win this one, but it didn't. And so very surprising there. But congratulations to Lola Young. I think that's her first ever Grammy win she's ever got in history. So congrats to her. Best pop duo / group performance. It ended up being Defying Gravity by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. I'm very happy for both of them. Because obviously both of them didn't get any recognition for the Oscars for The Wicked for Good, which is surprising. But at least they got some recognition here from the Grammy, so I'm very happy for them. And this is Ariana Grande's third ever Grammy she's ever won, and I think this is Cynthia's first ever Grammy she won. I think it's the first ever. And so Ariana Grande is also the third ever artist to win a pop duo performance. I think the other artists are Bruno Mars, and I think Lady Gaga, and I think SZA. Sorry, fourth artist to ever do so. Shout out to them. I was expecting maybe Apatu to win this one because Bruno Mars is such a big name, but it wasn't to be. And yeah, I was expecting Golden. Next, best pop vocal album. It ended up being Mayhem by Lady Gaga. Very much deserved. I think it's the best of the bunch. Best dance electric album. It ended up being U60, FK Twigs. Congrats to them. Best dance pop recording. It ended up being Abracadabra. Okay. Best dance electric recording. End of Summer, Tame Impala. The best remix recording, non-classical, Abracadabra ended up winning that one. So congrats to that one. Anyways, we're just gonna look at the rock ones. As you can see, I don't really follow rock music very well, so I'm not very knowledgeable in this stuff. But let's just look at these awards. Anyways, we got Changes, Birds, As Live You Need It to Be, Never Enough. Wow, you got a Linkin Park nomination there. Best alternative music, Alone, The Cure, and best alternative music album ended up being Song of a Lost World. And so I'm surprised Don't Top the Glass didn't win because, it's Tyler the Creator, but I think that's more rap. So that kind of makes sense why I didn't win, I suppose. Now we're going to look at the R&B section. We got Folded by Kehlani, and bro, I gave the song a listen. It's a great song. Fantastic song. So it's a very much deserved. Best traditional R&B performance ended up being Vibes Don't Lie by Leon Thomas. And honestly, I'm very happy for Leon Thomas. And you know what, guys, was crazy? I just found out yesterday, and I feel so stupid. Leon Thomas is actually in the Victorious show. And remember the show he did with Ariana Grande, Victorious in 2000, and I think it was the 2010s, I think. And that's actually the same person now. And it's kind of crazy how he's evolved. He looks so different to the one he was in the back so many years ago. So I'm very happy for him. And honestly, I might actually give him a chance. I might actually try him out, give him some listens because, obviously I haven't really been listening to pure R&B nowadays. And so maybe I'll give him a listen right there after I go through because right now I'm basically giving I listen to a new album every single day. So that's what I'm doing. And so maybe I'll give him a chance after I go through my favorite artists, of course, my top 10, of course. So we'll see. But yeah, anyways, we got Folded by Kehlani, best R&B song. And then you got best progressive R&B album, Bloom by Jared Berner. And then best R&B album, Leon Thomas. I thought Give Out could have won. Maybe Chains of Whips actually won for best rap performance. This is surprising. I think this and the best album is the only one that Kendrick actually lost. I thought Kendrick would have won this one, but they didn't. Best melodic rap performance, obviously Luther won this one, and best rap song, Kendrick won. And so basically, guys, Kendrick has now become the rapper with the most ever. Actually, yeah, GNX won best rap album as well. Not really surprised. His name is so massive. Is it the best though? Probably not. I would probably say the God and Sword and Mouse is probably better, and even I think the God Does Like Ugly Jid is probably better too. But Kendrick's name is so big that it probably carries him through. And so Kendrick is now the most awarded rapper and the industry, guys. He's got 27 wins. He surpasses Jay-Z. Jay-Z's on 25. So Kendrick has made history, man. So congrats to Kendrick. Best spoken world poetry album. That is Math Skills by World's Day, Volume 1. And so jazz, let's just look at the jazz real quick. So you got Windows Live, Portrait, Southern Nights. Without further ado, a tribute to Benny Moore and Nat King Cole. Live action, Nate Smith. And the best traditional pop vocal album, A Matter of Time by Lofi. Congrats to her. I think I've heard of her name. And the best contemporary instrumental album, Bright Side Archie. And best musical theater album, Buenese Visita Social Club. And the country, which I don't listen to a country at all. So we'll just look at these very briefly. Best as I used to be, Amen, Beautiful Broken, and For My Health, Brilliant List, Ancient Light, Beautiful Strangers, Godspeed, Big Money, Highway Prayers, Ain't Done with the Blues, Preacher Kids, Will and Clear and Blue, and a tribute to the King of Zodog. All right. Now, Gospel and Contemporary Christian. Okay, let's look at this real quick. So you can see right there, Come Jesus Come, Hard Fought, Hallelujah, Heart of Mine, Chorus Volume 1, I Will Not Be Moved. And now we look at the Latin area. So we got here Casonos, they got Debete Mesafotos, Bad Bunny, of course, 1. Then Papa 2, Paludi. I'm probably butchering these names, by the way, but I just look at these anyways. Racy, Golosig, Kenzuri, Bad Bunny, of course. Sertone, Push to Star by Tyla, and of course I know she did that song a few years ago, Water. I know that song she did. And Nobita, Charlie, Patelo. And now we look at the children's area and other stuff. Harmony, Your Friend Ness, Rosie, Best Audiobook, Meditations, and The Sinners, Best Compilation Soundtrack for Visual Media. Wow, I'm happy that Sinners actually won this one. I know Sinners is a really good movie, and I'm going to plan to watch that movie, guys. I'm going to watch that movie sometime this year. And yeah, so I'm not really surprised. I'm happy for Sinners. It's a great movie. Obviously, I was hoping for Wicked to win, being biased, but of course, it was never really realistic anyway. And I'm happy that at least she got the best pop duo performance. So I'm happy for that. K-pop was also maybe another one in contention. Best score soundtrack album, Sinners, of course, won. And then best score soundtrack, Sort of the Sea. The best song written for visual media, Golden, actually won this one. I'm not surprised. It's such a big song. It makes sense. Best music video, Anxiety, Doechii. I don't know how Doechii won this one, guys. It is a disgrace. At least it's the only victory she got, so at least but still, this shouldn't have been hers. It should have been Sabrina Carpenter. Manchild should have won this one, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Best music film, it is music by John Williams. And the package notes, you got Best Historical Film, John Mitchell Archives, Tracks 2. And the Chromacopia won Best Album Cover. I'm surprised. I thought Bad Bunny would have won this one. The Best Album Notes, McKee, 5-5. Then Producer of the Year ended up being... wait, who won the Producer of the Year? Oh, Elena Martini won the Producer of the Year. So Immersed won. And then Best Instrumental Composition, First Snow. Best Engineer, Alan Classical, Corneille, This Was in a Dream, Super Mario Praise Break, Big Fish, and the Classical, Mezu Hagi, Ortiz, Land of Water, Cherniki, Tillman, Ortiz, and Special Merit Awards. Yeah, Pharrell Williams won this one, and obviously Mariah Carey won the Person of the Year, Black Music Icon Award, Brenton to Brandy, Kika Franklin, Lifetime Achievement Award, All These People, Trustees Award, Technical Grammy Award, and then Harry Best Song for Social Change Award. So these are the artists that got the most nominees. You guys can read that for yourself. Let's go look at who won the most, though. That's the interesting thing. Kendrick Lamar, of course, won the most. 5 wins. Bad Bunny got 3 wins, and Jelly Roll got 3 wins. So there you guys go, man. That is the Grammys for you, done and dusted. And so, yeah, I thought overall, guys, to conclude, I thought overall this Grammy was pretty decent. We had some, some shocks and some surprises and some expected ones. And I feel so bad for Sabrina Carpenter. I feel so bad. Even though I don't really listen to her music very frequently, I still feel sad. Like, she did all this work. She dressed so well for the occasion. And still to get no awards is crazy. Like, she got nominated so many times. Actually, let's go look at how many nominations she got. How many nominations she got? I'm actually curious. Sabrina got 6 nominations and didn't win anything is crazy. You get nominated 6 times and win nothing is crazy, guys. That's absolutely wild to me. I feel so bad for her, But then again, she did have a great last year, obviously Short and Sweet. She obviously won a lot of awards for that album. So kind of I don't feel too bad, but obviously it is kind of sucks that, you know, she didn't win anything. So at least she should have at least won one nomination. At least the music video should have been hers. But it is what it is. That's just awards for you. So yeah. Anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video, guys. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe as well. Comment down below your guys' thoughts. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.